Have you ever looked at an ancient ritual and just known there's more to it than meets the eye? Well, today, we're going to peel back the layers on a practice that's been around for thousands of years. It's a Vedic fire ceremony called Yagya, and together, we're going to explore the profound ideas burning within those flames.
So, take a look at this. At first glance, it's pretty straightforward, right? You see fire, offerings, a ceremony. But the scriptures we're diving into today say that this is so much more than that. They describe it as a profound science of spiritual transformation. There is way more going on here than what we can see on the surface.
And that really brings us to the big question for this whole explainer. Is Yaga just a fascinating piece of history, a relic from a time long gone? Or could it be something else? Maybe a kind of subtle technology, one designed not for our phones but for our consciousness. And could it actually have relevance for our future? Let's find out.
To answer a question like that, we have to look past the physical stuff. We've got to get into the spirit of the ritual, because that's where the true power and purpose of Yagya is said to live. It's not just about the what, it's all about the why and the how.
Okay, so first things first, the source material we're drawing from is crystal clear on this point. Yagya is not some empty, routine procedure you just go through the motions for. It's actually described as the end result of long and deep research by ancient Indian sages, or rishis.
And this is why. Just listen to that quote. Extraordinarily potent means. The idea here is that these rituals are designed to tap into subtle, almost hidden energies. They're meant to awaken unseen powers that are lying dormant inside of us and in the universe itself. It's literally a way of engaging with the invisible dimensions of our own consciousness.
You know what's really cool? The word Yagya itself tells you a huge part of the story. It's not just one thing. It has three meanings. Yes, one is worship of gods, but it also means charity or the spirit of giving. And maybe most importantly, it means togetherness, unity, and cooperation.
So you could almost think of it as a kind of spiritual alchemy. The whole point is to take the impurities of our nature, our negative tendencies, and transmute them into virtues. The idea is that the combined power of the whole ritual, the mantras, the offerings, the shared focus, generates this incredible energy that can burn away the negative stuff and transform it into something positive.
But you can't just spark that kind of energy out of nowhere. The process is really meticulous. So let's take a look at how it's all built, starting with getting the environment and the people ready.
The success of the ritual really begins before a single mantra is even chanted. The atmosphere itself has to be prepared. The space needs to be filled with positive emotions, like genuine enthusiasm and joy. It should be clean, beautiful, and totally free from any stress or tension. And you have to have every single item prepared in advance, so the flow is never, ever broken. And it's not just the space. The participants themselves have to follow a specific discipline. But these aren't just rigid rules for the sake of it. Every single element, from how you sit to the specific way you hold the offering, is designed to focus your mind and body completely. The unified chanting is especially important. It's meant to raise the collective energy, so everyone is vibrating on the same powerful frequency.
So, with that foundation perfectly set, we finally get to the heart of the Yagya. This is the offering, the ahuti, that's placed into the fire. This is the central, transformative moment.
So what actually happens to the offering? It's not just burned. These materials, which are often valuable, nutritious, and fragrant things like herbs and grains, are completely transmuted by the fire. They get carried into the air. And the belief is that this purifies the physical environment and creates this auspicious, spiritually charged atmosphere for absolutely everyone there.
But here's the most important part, and it really gets to the spirit of the ritual. It is not about the material value of what you're offering. As the text says, the divine forces, or gods, they aren't greedy. What truly matters is the intention, the feeling, the faith, and the reverence you have when you give. That is the real offering. And as these offerings are made, specific mantras are chanted. And this isn't just some kind of background music. The sound vibrations themselves are thought to energize the space. But just as importantly, the meaning of each mantra is explained. This process etches the significance of the act deep into the minds of everyone there, connecting them directly to what's happening. So, the ritual is performed. The fire dies down. But what's left behind? Well, this is where Yagya goes from being an act to being a philosophy, with some really profound lessons you can learn just by observing the flame itself.
Just think about this for a second. It's so simple, but it's so powerful.
No matter what you do to a candle, turn it sideways, upside down, doesn't matter. The flame always strives to go up. It's just its fundamental nature to rise.
And that's the lesson for our own lives, right there. The fire is teaching us that our aspiration should always be to move upwards, towards higher ideals, towards greater knowledge, towards spiritual growth, even when we're facing the most difficult situations imaginable.
And the wisdom just keeps coming. The fire is like the ultimate teacher. It teaches us about transformation because it accepts anything you give it without judgment and just transforms it. It teaches humility because the ashes it leaves behind are a potent reminder of our own mortality. It teaches selflessness by sharing its heat and light with everyone, no exceptions. And of course, the ritual itself teaches togetherness because it's something you simply can't do alone.
Which leaves us with this final thought. At its very core, Yagya is a science of unity and a process of transmutation. So, in our modern world, which so often feels fragmented, a world where so many of us are searching for deeper connection and meaning, what can we learn from an ancient practice that was designed specifically for those very purposes? That's a question worth pondering.